There is a kind of calm that doesn't feel peaceful. It looks steady from the outside. It sounds reasonable. It even feels controlled. But underneath it, something is missing. Some people move through life without visible turbulence. They don't panic easily. They rarely get overwhelmed. They don't raise their voice. They don't seem reactive. Others might describe them as grounded, mature, emotionally strong. And yet, when they are alone, there is a quiet distance inside them. Not distress, not sadness, just absence. This is not the calm that comes from safety. It is the calm that comes from shutting down. You can see it in small moments. A difficult conversation happens, and they respond politely, even gently. But afterward, nothing lingers. No anger, no relief, no emotional echo at all. They receive good news, and they smile at the right time. They say the right words. But the feeling fades almost immediately, as if it never fully arrived. They sit in rooms with people they care about and feel strangely untouched by the moment. Present, but not involved. Listening, but not absorbing. Their calm feels more like distance than peace. This state often goes unnoticed because it doesn't cause obvious problems. There is no emotional chaos to manage, no dramatic breakdowns, no visible suffering. In fact, it often looks like stability. But emotional shutdown is not the absence of emotion. It is the quiet suppression of it. It is what happens when feeling becomes unsafe, long before words were available to explain why. For many people, this pattern begins early, not with trauma that leaves clear memories, but with environments that required emotional restraint. Homes where strong emotions were inconvenient, where vulnerability was ignored rather than punished, where comfort was inconsistent, conditional, or quietly unavailable. In these spaces, children learn something subtle. They learn that emotions do not lead to connection. They learn that expressing need does not bring relief. They learn that staying composed is safer than being seen. Over time, the nervous system adapts, not through fear, but through efficiency. If feeling doesn't help, the body stops investing in it. This is not a conscious decision. It is not emotional intelligence. It is not self-control. It is protection. The system learns to lower emotional volume, to stay neutral, to remain unbothered, and eventually, this emotional quiet becomes familiar, even comfortable. As adults, these individuals often believe they are simply calm people. They pride themselves on being level-headed, on not needing much, on being self-sufficient. They may even feel confused when others describe them as distant. After all, nothing feels wrong. There is no inner crisis, just a steady, muted internal world. But emotional shutdown does not announce itself as pain. It announces itself as neutrality. The difficulty is that this state can look like emotional maturity from the outside. No impulsivity, no emotional dependence, no visible neediness. In a culture that values composure, this kind of shutdown is often rewarded, praised even. Yet internally, something remains unresolved. Connection feels abstract rather than felt. Joy feels brief and shallow. Sadness arrives without depth and leaves without processing. Life becomes manageable, but distant. Stable, but strangely thin. This is why emotional shutdown often goes unrecognized for years. There is nothing, obviously, broken. Nothing demanding immediate attention. Just a quiet sense of disconnection that never quite forms into a problem. People in this state often describe feeling like observers of their own lives, present but not fully engaged, aware but not emotionally anchored. They function well, They perform roles effectively. They move forward. But something essential remains out of reach. Not happiness, not fulfillment, feeling itself. And because this shutdown develops slowly, quietly, and early, it doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like personality, like temperament, like just how I am. But calm that comes from emotional shutdown is not the same as peace. Peace has weight, presence, a sense of being inside the moment. Shutdown is lighter than that, flatter, easier to carry, but harder to live inside. And perhaps the most unsettling part is this. Many people will never realize that their calm was never comfort. It was simply the safest way their system learned to stay intact. A quiet solution to an emotional environment that offered no place to land.